Hi there, welcome to the latest breaking news within the Nerd community, where we take a look at the continued responses and conversations which have come about in recent time, which may provide a bit of backstory and context in regard to the public surface drama of what's taken place with certain Facebook pages like the Army one, and certain key people being kicked and removed from pages, and then me covering that in recent time. Hopefully you're familiar with. If anyone hasn't catched up or missed out on those videos for previous context, be sure to check them out and then watch this video. We're kind of going behind the scenes, and it could be shocking for some people depending on how we look at it. This is going to be a raw reaction today, so you get that full balance of me. I try and weigh it up, analyze, give my thoughts, opinions, additional responses if need be, and then see where we are from there and continue on if necessary. Welcome to those that are currently here in this live premiere. Share your reactions, responses in the chat box on the right hand side. If you are watching up on catch up later, be sure to drop your comments below under this video and I can respond back. I might look at previous comments of a past video if need be, if there is time, but I just want to be focusing in on these screenshots which originate from Facebook Messenger, a group chat situation. And as you know, with the theme of group chats, you can never be safe because there might always be someone that may get a hold of the screenshots and then pass them on. As for who's got the screenshots or who took them, I have no clue, I'll be honest with you. But I just want to share it with you today to provide a bit more context behind it all. Of course, there have been the odd few people recently that have been kicked or removed unfairly, unjustly, and that may have been worked out, been refined since, and if so, that's a big positive, but it's nice to fill in the grey areas and then go from there. Hopefully I made the disclaimer clear enough. I know there was a recent comment where someone was saying maybe make it clear as to what's being talked about. Is it the case? Is it the community? And I'd say both can run in parallel with one another, because those within the case also use the community and the features pages online to communicate, to put their stories across to some extent, and even maybe some conversations, post, and if at times screenshots. But we're definitely focusing on the community aspect today. As for the case within, I can do other videos on that at a later point, but this is kind of like the recent breaking news. What I also did yesterday was of a different case, and if you're interested in seeing other things besides Nerd Presgrove, I've looked at the Dylan Rounds case, and although it has been solved since for some time, there was like new breaking news in regards to key evidence that came out to do with the killer. So if you are interested in that, you want to catch up on it, I did a video last night. You'll be able to find that along with the full Nerd Presgrove playlist and the Dylan Rounds playlist, top right corner, where the eye symbol is. Click up there, you get the drop down box and everything. If you do want to support this channel, there will be additional links down below in the comment section, pinned by me, PayPal link, a more practical alternative way to support the channel, whilst YouTube takes away 30 to 40% of whatever that is given to this channel. YouTube takes it away, it's greedy. PayPal is only like 4%. Massive difference, it is quite shocking. And you know, the way YouTube is, how incompetent that they are, they don't deserve shit at this moment in time. With that being said, the order of how we'll do it today, we're gonna jump straight into the screenshot so you can see it firsthand, read it out bit by bit. The aspect ratio probably is a bit wonky and dodgy because it's so zoomed out. I'll have to pinch the screen and look at it really close bit by bit. But there are positives to that. You get more context. Oh, more context. Because obviously the patterns and themes within this case community has been lacking context at times, only seeing a portion of a conversation and not getting to see the earlier response, the instigator, the additional replies after. So let's just bring it all together today, get a better understanding and begin. Here we are. So to start things off, I thought I'd just add this in now because it could have come anywhere within this conversation of today, by Dusty Romines, Nerd Presgrove case discussion page. And they say, wait, what? It says Donna Bond there. That appears to be maybe a screenshot from the live chat premiere of my video in recent time, maybe. Sherry says to Justin, unblock me as well. Maybe that's on Facebook. Justin Roy says, long story short, both admins had a vendetta against Vanessa Salazar and thought that Beth Carr was her. So they blocked her for no reason. They let their vendetta get in the way, in my opinion. Just Justin's opinion. But maybe some people watching or on catch-up could say, wait, Justin referring to other people of having a vendetta and it blinding their judgment and vision, getting in their way, a conflict of interest. People out there, not me, others could say, well, has Justin ever had a vendetta against someone or some people or others out there? And that's what made them push and push and push in regards to certain themes and areas within this case in an unnatural way. You can let me know your thoughts below. Donna Bond, also something to do with Brooke Bounds-Carter. We're all so excited about vacation. I've never been to Musha Cay. That was super sweet of y'all to pay for all of us to go. Brooke supplying people holidays. I've got my thongs ready. Too bad they wouldn't give y'all a group discount. This is going to be epic. Well, it looks like this is Noah Presgrove worthy news. And this is what I find kind of ironic, just on the sideline. You know, some people take this very serious, as you can see, by screenshotting it and then posting it on the case discussion page. And you think these are separate posts. What Donna Bond post here, I know some people will find it funny, of course, but these posts by Donna and anyone else, it's not attached to a Noah page. It's just on one's own profile. It's got nothing to do with the case, but people make it a part of the case. And, you know, with time, not the same people here, but just with time when people have had said to me in the past that, when it comes to things being posted, you know, the context of it, is it really about the case? And I'm thinking, well, look at some of the stuff what we've seen. Let's move into the more important stuff though right now. So this appears to be Facebook Messenger group chat, and I will zoom in because it looks very difficult to see. Hopefully it doesn't spaz out in any way. Okay, so Justin Roy at the top there. Mute message and call notifications from this chat are off. Now, the font text looks a bit dodgy, but that's just custom based off the preferences of whoever is behind this screenshot. You can edit, customize it on your phone or through apps, that's all. So we've got Lelia Pinson responding to Justin Roy. This Brenda Goodfellow is friends with Angela Sullivan, Angela Williams. Who are those individuals? Well, we've heard of Brenda Goodfellow, also been present on my channel in recent time, sharing their thoughts. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brenda Goodfellow is also known as One Day at a Time on YouTube. And possibly this Brenda was the one that unfortunately was on the receiving end of false claims being made, in which others were saying that Brenda was supplying Warlike Ref with screenshots, but Brenda has never reached out to me. That, I think, may have been resolved now and sorted out, and some apologies have been made in the background, maybe by Justin and whatnot. But we're looking at the backstory, okay? And it's only just come out recently, so that's why it's being done. I could have done it yesterday, but I was trying to do a different case. I was trying to catch up elsewhere because there's been some delays in recent time. I just wanted to tick things off the list. So that's just Brenda's Facebook account there. No big deal. And then below, comment section from something else. Most relevant, Cindy Walker. Can you believe how this tree has grown? There's a person there called Sharon Marie Britigan, and not that it's relevant today, but just to highlight it, because there seems to be a little bit of an obsession. I don't know what's going on, but of course on my channel in the chat, there is Sharon, just Sharon as their username, just to highlight that what we see on screen here is a completely different person. A random person, probably from the US, okay? It's just because, unfortunately, the Sharon Strawberry keeps getting dragged up into shit, which doesn't apply or link. And is it necessary for them to go through? Not really. But it's just what I mean. These links can be made at times by other people that don't think, and it just causes a bit of unnecessary blockages and blockades and barriers. just need to be clearer, more concise with different usernames. You know, you can come across someone on Facebook, you can come across someone on YouTube, on Reddit, on Instagram, and they might all be called the same name, but it don't mean to say it's the same person. There are more than one person on this earth called, let's say, Andrew. Okay, there's many people out there called that. And then there'll be others out there, more than one, with the same last name. Don't mean to say you're related or anything like that. So, you know, it's just weird stuff that goes on, but it doesn't surprise me because it's kind of what happened with the same mentality in the Dylan Rounds case. I just like clearing it up on the way before it's even happened, because you see how accurate my dark predictions are. So if they can be accurate and predictable and they come true, but if I send something before it's even happened, if I can clear or address it immediately, then it's not, there's no harm in doing that. But I guess the point of this particular screenshot is where it says Angela Sullivan. It looks huge. So basically, it's a person, friends with Brenda, commenting on a post of Brenda's, and that's what Lilia is referring to. It's a part of a conversation, and it might make more sense later. Hopefully it's in the correct order. If not, apologies. But in terms of how I received it, this is just how it looks. Okay. Justin, we need to try to see if that is who is behind the AJ Williams account. AJ Williams, I'm not going to say too much about them because I can't really remember much about them. Only besides that they've got a bit of an attitude problem. If you get things incorrect or if you appear too dumb, you'll be told off like a naughty individual. Whereas others say, well, AJ's just passionate and that's pretty much it. To be honest, you can be passionate. Don't mean to say you have to be a knob at the same time. But you could say AJ Williams is from the dark side. And it's important to highlight this. I know Justin says there is no side and others say that. I use it as a form of categorization. Memorable words and lines. It makes it easier. It makes it clearer as to who is who. I do that. I use those lines. I'm not the originator, creator of it. Other people were. But I do remember and take it on board onwards because it helped in the past with the Dylan Rounds case. It will help here. But it's also important to highlight that, yes, you may get the dark side, and ever since there's been good people that have been about on my channel, and people from the light side may not see that. But there have been still some on and off with time, small minority of the dark side which can act like knobs, just like the light side. It just shows that balance. There are good people and bad people on the light side. There are good people and some people on the dark side. It is what it is. It's what you get, positives and negatives. Justin says, are any of friends with Brooke Bounds Carter or Stevie Howard? AJ Williams. Oh, is that because on this one with Brenda? Angela Sullivan. Oh, Angela Sullivan. Angela Williams. And AJ Williams. And that's the thing that's unfortunate because you might have the same first name or the same last name. Don't mean to say that you are the same individual or related, but I guess it's just inquiring at the time. Clockwork going on in the minds. Lilia, working on it. I honestly, by gut feeling, think that Brenda Goodfellow needs to be gone, as in removed from the army page. Something in my gut is screaming, get her out. So it looks like Lilia is the original instigator behind Brenda Goodfellow getting the boot from the army page. And whilst it may have been resolved since or somewhat understood, you kind of just get an idea of the background of where it's going at. So if people are using their gut and instinct and it ends up falling flat on their face down the line, it's not exactly a good look. When it comes to me in life, I've used my gut feeling. I've ended up going the wrong way and then I got lost. Well, that was great, wasn't it, physically when walking? Other times I'll use other instincts, whatever that is, and it can work, hence the predictions that I make with time. So everyone has their own forms of actions. We got Michelle Ray Brummett. I know Brenda is chatty with Sherry Hellstrom in Raf's live chat. And Justin replied to you. Okay, Justin says, I agree, but we can't just boot her for suspicion. I'm sure we can find something on her on the justice page or discussion page. I bet she's sharing information. Wait, so is Justin... I mean, Justin shows a little bit of reasoning ability here, as in, well, we can't just kick her for that. We actually need to find something, some kind of evidence to suggest that Brenda Goodfellow is a naughty individual. To refer to the justice page, the family-run one, saying, I bet she's sharing information, it kind of implies here that Justin had the possible thoughts that Brenda was like a spy informant within the army page and then relaying it back to the justice page. But why? Why would that be needed? It sounds a little bit far-fetched in my opinion. Continued on with some conversations, I'm guessing. I do know Becca Ann was claiming I was harassing her. Wait. Justin Roy says, I know that Becca Ann, also known as Rebecca Gagliari, if you're familiar, on YouTube, claiming that Justin was harassing her and Brenda took up for me and said I wasn't. I really hope she is neutral, but I'm not sure. Who knows? As in, what the hell's going on here? The reasoning abilities. Lilia, I'm trying at this point to figure out who told Sherry Hellstrom we were going to report Warlight Ref's videos. Oh, is that so? Oh, very, very interesting. Just remember, this is my raw reaction seeing it for the very first time. So there's all kinds of surprises, not just for you watching, but for me too. In regards to attitudes and opinions, I mean, at least to my knowledge, originally you had Michelle Ray Brummett with her Facebook post about a video on my channel, a great misunderstanding. Not everybody saw it the way I did and how I presented it. It is where it is. But there was that call to arms in reporting my video. As for Lelia Pinson, I wasn't fully aware that Lelia was in on it as well. What's going on here? Naughty, naughty. Trying to figure out how Sherry, we're going to report... Okay. Who told Sherry Hellstrom? Okay. Well, regardless, I think it was very good of Sherry Hellstrom for, to give the heads up for me. So I knew what I was dealing with at the time and what could have happened next. Because, when it goes on in the background, when you don't have access to a page at the time, you can't really defend yourself. But if others can, give a heads up, it can go a long way. So shout out to Sherry Hellstrom, very helpful at the time. But to say that we were going to report Warlight Ref's videos, Lelia, as in we, kind of what implies everybody or a few people within this group chat. So Lelia responsible for reporting my videos, more than one. Why the hell would you be reporting more than one of my videos? Because the whole drama in recent time was because of one video, which was to do with what people on Reddit were saying and what I was questioning in response, and that was all. People interpreted it as an attack on the army page, and I was the one attacking. I was simply questioning. Simple as. And updates were given after that to make it more clearer and to provide evidence in other areas. So humans and their reasoning ability really lacking there. But for Lelia to be responsible for reporting multiple of my videos from how it's worded here, including what? Justin Roy? And the only reason why I suggest Justin and maybe some of his names is because Lelia is like tagging her and others within this conversation, as in we were the ones reporting, or does that mean we were the ones accused of reporting Raf's videos? Very dodgy. And Justin simply says, possibly her. Most likely, maybe, but look what else I came across. Amy Michelle Tuesday Horzemper, a travesty worshipper, I believe. Well, of course, actually. It's very blurry, this. Any names that stand out to me? Not from the looks of it. What's Amy got to do with this? Is it people that have liked, reacted to her post? Anyone that stands out? Beth, but that's not the Beth. Stephanie Bacon, we've heard that name before. Beth Wilson, Joyce Burgow. To be honest, I don't really know the context behind that. It's not exactly clear enough. I'm still a little bit disappointed with that particular one about we reporting more than one of Ref's videos. I mean, just imagine if it was like, oh yeah, just take down 280 plus videos of mine on the case. Oh, I'll just pack my bags. Oh, I'll just move on to a different case. And then it dies. Congratulations. How fucking stupid is that? Anyway, moving on. This Amy Michelle Tuesday woman is friends with several that we have removed from, I guess, the army page. Amy Michelle Tuesday Horzemper is arguably a problematic individual that falsely made claims and called me disgusting for simply trying to heal people free of charge, taking physical pain away from others. Oh, it was okay at the time, consent was given by others, but then shortly afterwards, oh, we'll pull out. Oh, we don't like it. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it's really bad. Partially tied in with the whole Vanessa Salazar mess, but at the same time, I was defending myself as usual, as I would any other time, even when it is behind my back. So, cleansing took place then, and ever since we saw the worshipping taking place, which is a little embarrassing. Justin, a lot of these people are from the same area, so they all know each other. I was friends with Joyce Burgow too before her shady stuff. Oh no. I know last time I tried making things lighthearted and not everybody picked up on it. But let me tell you something right now. Anybody watching in the chat, you better listen in right now and lock in, okay? Justin Roy saying that Joyce Burgow is involved in shady stuff. Yeah, damn right. Joyce Burgow, you wonder why she's got MVP in the cornhole competitions, why she's getting hole-in-ones left, right and centre without even wearing Bass slippers. She's winning these competitions blindfolded. She's not even looking at the holes. She just keeps fitting them in. And you know why? Because it's magnetic fitting into the holes, left, right and centre, man. Not even trying. Probably on performance enhancement water as well. My God, Joyce Burgow. Yeah, those burgers as well that are flipping in the background, the Burginator. Yeah, man. What are they filled with? Okay. And then we've got Lilia. My point, you got rid of Joyce Burgow after her shady stuff. This broad hasn't. Oh no, not the term broad. That gives me PTSD flashbacks to the terms used in the Dylan Rouse case when describing people. I want her on a keep an eye on list. Oh, we've got a bit of an alternative FBI watch list. We've got the Facebook watch list for naughty behaviour. And then down there, Lilia says, Anita has issues. Oh no, what are those issues? Does it continue on this? Joyce after her shady stuff. Joyce says, great point. I feel like when folks see the shadiness of others and stay friends, if whatever, birds of a feather flock together. And, well, I've seen that with the third group forming over time. Some ex-viewers of mine. As I always said, yeah, people can flock together, people can piss off elsewhere, but it will be a downgrade. And people may get burnt by the fire with time, and they try to come crawling back, it's just not going to work. Okay. Justin, so Anita started that, in my opinion, by her post. If she didn't like it, don't post on it, in my opinion. Jen was defending her post, in my opinion. I don't know who Jen is. And I like Anita. I think the last name's called Kay. But she's wrong here. She, in my opinion, instigated the response. But what response? Oh. Is that to do with Michelle Ray Brummett's Facebook post about rules, and then Anita called out Lelia or somebody else for not taking action on a particular thing? Bravo, good job. And then it started yapping on back and forth, maybe. Jen says, but she's wrong here, in my opinion. What Anita may or may not realise is we usually vote on controversial post, so we approved that post and it was a good one. But I will say Anita supports Ashley and Robin 100%. Right. If Anita supports Ashley and Robin, is that not a good thing? You know, victims, family members, isn't that what you would want? What else do we have? Oh, was there a little bit more down below? Yes, there is. See, you can't miss anything out here. Same thing Michelle said, I guess Michelle Ray Brummett. Like you and Michelle, need to get out of one another's heads because I can't listen to the same exact thing twice. And then this one. In my personal opinion, I kind of feel Anita may be possibly spying for Robin and Ashley. Robin Smith, Ashley Chadwick. Robin knows aunt, Ashley knows cousin. And she's going to complain at every little comment or post she don't agree with. Just my opinion, but that's what I'm seeing here. And I invited her back to the page a few weeks ago. And that's what Justin says. Justin feels that Anita, a member of the general public, is possibly spying on behalf of Noah Presgrove's family. Right. Is this a level of paranoid behaviour, jumping the gun? I mean, if it's just your thoughts and opinion, it's not the end of the world. But, you know, sometimes when you're on edge, you may think of wild stuff and endless possibilities. And sometimes it can be true, and other times it's not. And it can do you more harm than good. It's interesting, though, the whole act of spying. But guess what? I predicted this. These possibilities, the themes, the topics, discussions, even if it doesn't happen or it doesn't, but people questioning, doubting, who's who, why are they here? Could they be doing dirty work on behalf of somebody else? Dylan Round's case, that's exactly what happened. So what I saw and witnessed then, I apply in this case too. It's just how it works. Interesting. Maybe not. Whoa, look how long that one is. Boy, we'll have to zoom in here. Hopefully it shows up clear enough on screen and it's not too blurry. Lalia says, hey Justin, Michelle Ray Brummett and I were both contacted by Travis Davidson, today about being admins on his new page, that he wants to start this page would be public, but only members can participate, if that makes sense. After Michelle and I had discussed it for a while, we thought it might be okay to do that. It would not take away from our time that's being admins on the Army page. But I feel like what's being an admin on a public page, if there's more people participating, we may have a better chance of getting inside information. That makes sense. So we're thinking about trying it. Oh, so what Lalia is suggesting that, you know, we've got a new offer elsewhere to do with Trav Davidson, an individual that we've heard about before in negative ways. But, you know, if we get the admin role or moderator role over there, it means we've got more access. We can participate, we can gather intel and information and then relay it back here in this group chat on the Army page. Just like how what Justin was saying about how, we might have issues with someone like Anita or somebody else who may be a spy going into our page, the Army one, getting information, then going off to Noah's family and then passing it on that way. We can't have that. That doesn't sound good. It's a bit shady, possibly. But by the way, you know, some of your members reaching out to yourself, we could do the same thing. So are people using Trav Davidson or what? Interesting. Depends how you look at it, of course. Is there a level of double standards? Maybe in some way. Discussed about it for a while. Reaching out to Justin to say if it's okay or not, which, you know, is a positive to, out of concern, say, hey, this is what could happen. It's not taking away time from the Army page. It's a way to gather more intel, better chance of inside information for the sake of the case. It makes sense. So we're thinking about trying it and seeing how it goes. Eventually, who knows what could happen? And maybe the two, they just could join forces and get to the bottom of the no escape, I don't know. The no escape, what? The no escape of what? No, not wanting to escape? Huh. And that is possibility, but I think maybe by doing this we could get a lot more information that could share amongst ourselves privately. What are your thoughts again? It will not take away from our time with the army page. That is our primary. Right. So it could be interpreted that Lilia Pinson hasn't gone behind Justin's back, actually reaching out to him about what do you think about it? You think it's a good idea? It could benefit us? Are you fine? You know, when you reach out, it's done out of care. What else do we have? That was supposed to say get to the bottom of Noah's case. Right, Michelle, I mean, if we're admins on both, we will have inside information and be able to get alongside of him. Interesting. How does this continue on? If we're admins, we'll be able to work alongside of him, I guess Trav, instead of competing with. First of all, why are we even competing and even using that word? I know back in the Dylan Rounds case, you had evolutionary competitiveness of pettiness with other channels and creators that wanted to be on top and not underneath. When it came to receiving intel, information, breaking news, they wanted to be the first ones to release it. And then when other people got the chance, they got petty, throw the toys out the pram. In this particular case, less creators covering the case. I do my thing, the odd person does theirs, but of course I've been attacked along the way. And to be honest, I think it's embarrassing. I don't think enough people highlight it enough, but it is where it is. But am I honestly competing with anyone? Absolutely not at all. Who do I have to compete with? I have 15,000 plus subscribers, over 7 million total views, about 1 to 2 million views gained per year. There's no need to compete. I can compete with myself to try and make a better video the next time and the next time after, or how I present stuff. That's about it. I do not need to battle with anyone. Whilst the contrast is in my name, my actual outward expression is the opposite, light as a pure feather, unlike others. And as at times the most misunderstood human upon this earth, and others along the way, how they may act out and turn on me, regardless of whether they're a positive or negative individual. At the end of the time, 95% to 99% find out that they're being a bitch, and me, I'm simply misunderstood. It is what it is. But humans eventually learn the hard way. But am I going to be as forgiving the next time? No. Sometimes you've got to put your foot down and be realistic. I've been realistic since 2014, for sure. But let's see what else is mentioned. Lilia, I'm in an all honesty, what is it with this language and wording? Bloody hell, I'm having a stroke. It would protect you because then we would know what's going on in both pages and we could relay what people say or what about things, kind of like a sneaky way of being ourselves, but yet gathering information. So basically, Lilia is highlighting we can use Trav Davison, we can use this page and that one to see what we can find, then we can return back all together and bunch it up. I know sometimes you've got to work with the devil, and other times you've got to try and gain access elsewhere. But whilst this may have taken place, or it was just suggested at the time, is there enough transparency elsewhere? No, because this is private. But the important thing to highlight is, because you say there's a bit of double standards where there was like claims being made and people being called out from the, Sofa Sleuth page, the dark side, for coming on over, sneaking in with alternative accounts, profiles, pretending, gathering people's trust, stabbing them in the back, and then going on elsewhere. Happening now from the other side. So you're lowering your standards to like how other people were previously. Is that good? In terms of timestamps, well, that one says March 17th at 7:06. So it's very recent there, so 2025. Take that into consideration. Okay. Justin, I think it's a great idea. Just be careful who you trust, but both of you already know that. Right. Just at least from this response, Justin agrees to Lilia and Michelle that it's a great idea being admins or mods on Trav's Facebook page to gather intel, to come back and reshare, repost. If Justin is okay with it and thinks it's a great idea, was it not like a few days ago when I was covering, the fallout where the likes of Lilia, Michelle and some others were removed as mods or admins from the army page, possibly by Justin Roy, because Justin felt that these people couldn't be trusted because they were admins on Travis's page, and that would cause a conflict of interest. Well, if that would cause a conflict of interest then, and you don't go along with it or agree it's a good idea being admins here and over there, then why, Justin, did you say it was a great idea in the first place? You say it's a great idea, yes, you do that, and then later, no, it's a conflict of interest, you're out, we're going to boot you. It's a bit all over the place, at least how it is presented here and compared to what's happening else. March 17th, Michelle, I should probably be offended at being called a diseased human, but I'm just not when I look at what's called me that. So, there is a small possibility that Michelle Ray Brummett is possibly referring to me here, because obviously with my extensive vocabulary and descriptions where, describing humans in general out there, I have used the term disease-ridden. And what I mean by that is a disease-ridden mindset, not disease-ridden as in illnesses. And obviously people will jump the gun there in a very impetuous manner, and hence being impetuous and egocentric, failing through the development stages of the child, the pre-operational, the concrete stages of development with the mindset. If that fails, down the line, it can have long-term lasting effects. And being impetuous, being egocentric, being ignorant, being arrogant, all in one or a couple of those factors and features within a person's mind, it can make them kind of like disease-ridden. Whether that be because of environmental factors, external factors, themselves, their mindset, attitude changing, influences about them, negativity, it just wears down on you and it can chip away, it can decay the dirt within. It's like a disease. It's unfortunate. And it can spread that negativity, that darkness, that unnecessary behaviour outwards elsewhere. I've seen it extensively. I've seen the apocalypse back in the Dylan Brown's case, complete wasteland at times with people and how they acted, and then what they were like around me. The same happened in the in the Noah Presgrove case, hence why I use these terms, disease-ridden mindset. Peasant-like mindset. A peasant-like mindset isn't to do with one's wealth, income, or anything like that, or disposable income. It's to do with the knowledge within a person's mind. To have common sense can be quite rich in value, because common sense isn't that common anymore, because not a lot of people have it as much these days, or not to the same extent. It doesn't have to be linked with being like really intellectual or superior, just common sense. Open mind, maybe a little positive, a little bit basic, neutral, balanced mindset, holistic output, and patience, understanding. Different little qualities within a mind, a personality, which can make someone rich in depth, in a positive light, even if they may be negative at times or how they feel. But, if humans could understand me more, we wouldn't have as many issues, pretty much. But Michelle, I should probably be offended. You don't have to be offended. I mean, wonky glasses or not. But when I look at what's calling me that, I can. So I could be considered a object. Okay, interesting. I mean, to be honest, I could be considered an object, because when you look at the build and shape of my body, I either look like a fridge, freezer, or a brick wall. And as for my head, is that a brick wall? Well, my head's pretty solid, on the outside, at least. Okay. So I think Michelle is kind of highlighting here at the time that, for someone like Warlike Raph to call another person a disease-ridden human, look at themselves, look at myself in the mirror. Am I in a position to be calling other people disease-ridden humans with a mindset? And I would respond back and say, absolutely, I have every right to do so based on what a lot of humans have done to me over time, both in real life, both online. For many years, the way people act, the way people are, my reality can be very different to most people's out there. It is what it is, it's unfortunate. So whilst I have to put up with a lot and be on the receiving end of a lot, being screwed, used, abused, and much more, Patience levels do change. Adaptation is necessary. Outlook is somewhat shaped. Fuse, shortened just a little bit. Action taken quicker. Observations made faster in order to protect myself and in order to spread awareness. Because if there are other people out there who could be on the receiving end of some problematic people, I say what I say based off what I've experienced, so then it protects others down the line. That can do good. It has done it in the past. I'll do the same once again. So I would say I'm very qualified, and with experience, I'm in the right position to be making my observations, and very valid ones at the least, whether someone's disease-ridden in mindset or not. As for physical illnesses, psychological illnesses, we don't go there. But other people might. As we've seen, other people like to do their little guess who, let's use these quirky trends, words, terms, labelling, let's label left, right and centre like a liberal. Yeah, we don't do that here, okay? Slightly better standards, I would say. And Justin, exactly. Also, just know Pam Feldman Garrison works with Trav as well, but I think y'all know that already. Is Jan's name going to be mentioned as well? Michelle, yeah, he said he's good friends with Pam. I'm just hoping this Jan, Cam. A lot of rhymes. Anyone in a van? Michelle, yeah, he said he's good friends with Pam. I'm just hoping this can open up more information and we can work the groups together on information. Now, someone like me and the way I do things and just how I am in general, try and keep to myself, keep my head down, just the way I am. But is anything what I've seen, especially in the past with other true crime cases, whenever allegiances are pledged and different groups and trade routes are established, that's when it all goes downhill and can implode. Cross-conflict, cross-contamination, whatever you want to call it, it can go wrong. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've avoided it, I've been better off, I'm still standing, other people are not. So I will apply that same reasoning ability with future cases as well in order to protect myself. As said, my experiences, reality and encounters will differ to others. My actions, reactions will differ to others, just like how theirs will too. As long as a level of basic understanding, it should be okay. But of course, not everybody understands me. Anyway, if that makes sense, moving on. Michelle, but we definitely have spies for Ref in the group. Oh. Spies for Ref. And did I know myself that I had spies? No, I didn't. So, wow, there's actually people, multiple, looking out for me. Well, if that's the case, that's a big positive, okay? Because, to be honest, I think in the Dylan Rouse case, I didn't really have any spies, not that I was aware of then. As for here, it's interesting. I mean, the term spy can have a negative connotation with it, a negative label associated. The term spy would just basically mean a person a part of a group to pass on information, to make it aware and alert for someone like myself to know what's going on so I can actually defend myself at times when other cowardly behaviour by cowardly humans are conducting business in the background, which I have no clue about. And then maybe down the line, I get an email from YouTube saying videos are being taken down or reported. And I got no chance to defend myself or set the record straight. So if there is the odd spy out there looking out for me, shout out to them, because that's actually a big positive. Because normally I am a lone wolf. Normally I am fucked and against the wall, against the masses of humans out there, in life in general, in real life. But for once, it just goes to show that as other people like to play it down and say, oh, the internet is so bad, we need to delete it, we need to take it away, people can get fucked right there, because I've come across a lot better humans online than I have in real life. And that's a guaranteed fact. Okay? So who knows what other groups are out there. I remember in the Kenny Veach days, I think it was, I came across somebody randomly online and they basically said to me, I've got nothing to lose in life. I've had enough. I'm sick and tired with the human race. If you need me to do anything to anyone, just let me know. Did I ever reach out to them? No, because it wouldn't be worth it. But, you know, for anyone to be to that extreme and that level to look out for you, even if it means consequences upon them, Yeah, respect to them. Anyway, March 18th, Lilia. Alrighty, guys, I'm up and at them. Gonna do catch-up reading. I shall return. Okay. Ooh, we've got a couple of screenshots there. Very small to read. Is this to do with members or so, or on the army page? And maybe default profiles with blank profile pictures. Anyone stand out there? Becky Martin. Don't know if that name's come up before. Maybe, maybe not. Portland Laurie. What? Admins, moderators, Michelle Ray Brummett, Sherry Wright, Justin Roy, Dusty Butler, Lilia Pinson. So really, there's not that many admins or moderators at the time in recent time. Joined 10 months ago, but that's not in terms of the role, that's just in terms of the page. So ultimately, how many people in total were in and for reporting more than one of my YouTube videos? Because I think it's absolutely, I don't care what's happened since, whether it's been adjusted or not, I think it's absolutely categorically pathetic that you've got consumers that consume my material and then decide, oh, we want it taken down. How embarrassing. Okay, so in terms of context, not really much going on there, but maybe it's added on here. Something about sending out slow, March 18th. And Justin says, is this our page? Jack mentioned an Alexis and rumour the something blanked out are some bad people. Oh no, we've got some more dodgy people somehow tied up or associated within the Noah Presgrove case, is that so? And when Justin says Jack mentioned, I'm guessing Jack Newton. Lilia, yes, this is our page, the Army one, with those members present. It shows as unavailable on my side, which means she either blocked me or I blocked her. Who's she, who's her? Anyone want to research her? Sure. Justin, I just looked at my unavailable. I have about 100. Eric Muller was Donna Bond's friend. I banned him. Wait, so because someone's friends with Donna Bond, you get banned? Is that really the case? There are so many spies that had me locked, or so, or no locked. So many spies within the Army page, is that so? Michelle from Nocona, Texas, the family group in Nocona. So are these Nocona, Texas individuals, any of them linked to the party which Noah Presgrove attended? Didn't Caden Pressey say there was some Nocona, Texas boys that showed up? Justin saying, yep. Aaliyah, I banned Alexia Ferlage from the group. Here is why. When I went in to vet, somebody's name blanked out. She was not there, but all of a sudden, Alexia Ferlage was. Right. Take in mind, there's going to be some names here which we've never seen before, and it might not make much sense to you, but let's just keep going through it and see where it leads. Are these named individuals actually tied within the case, the party, which Noah attended? Probably not. Or maybe it might be the exception for some. Michelle, wow, surprised. Justin, should I block or get rid of all the unavailable? Lilia, I would ban them all. If they have us blocked, it is so they can be sneaky. Okay, interesting. Michelle, block, remove, either way, yes. So these are the decisions that are being made to get rid of people from the Army page to some extent. Oh no, what do we have here? Lelia, except BJ Adele, Bobby Adele, whichever it is. Don't blick the future accounts on that one or it will boot them out. I mean, don't block. Who is BJ Odell Bobby? Bobby who? Lilia, go one at a time and ban them. If you go to manage and select them all, it just removes them from the list. And Justin, I kind of want to just remove them all and see if any try to join back, then we would know for sure who is who. Oh, so Justin wants to experiment and maybe the cost of others maybe being impacted. Michelle, have we decided on Brenda Goodfellow and Lorraine? I guess that's a different Lorraine, not Laura, but Lorraine. How do you pronounce it? Different pronunciations. Okay, what do we have here? Lilia, I vote for removal. They shady. Michelle says, I agree. Screenshots. Toby, Mandy, Jack Wilson, Summer, Kirby, Cody. Never seen these names before myself. And you know what? Some people may have a default profile, a default account on Facebook. Does it mean to say that they're fake? No. It might just be because they're just not active enough on Facebook or they don't use it too much. Some people are consumers, other people are just observers. Okay, Lilia, we also have a list of people to vet. It was from a request of someone who is friends with the Newtons that have 41 friends in the group. We have a list. And it was a request of a person friends with Newtons, Jack Newton, Colton Newton, Caleb Newton, the Newtons, some of which were within the Noah Presgrove case. Right. Michelle, mess removal, I guess we are ICE. Like, should we make a public announcement about the plan we're sending to Gitmo? What is it with this dodgy typing? Okay. Do either one of you think Mike John could, whatever that means? Good question. Michelle says, yes, I was trying to compare them recently. And Lilia, y'all got photos. Justin, we are about to go skiing. I do want to look into that possibility. Do y'all know anything about the family? Whose family? Just that they own half of Nocona, Texas. Ooh. So what? Powerful. Oh, deep pockets. We're going to go down that route. And they are supposedly bad people. Right. What? Bad people tied in with Noah Presgrove case at party responsible for killing Noah. Is that basically what the theory is? And is that it of the screenshots? Okay. So besides that, I thought would add on with something a little bit more recent, and that would be the public comment section of my video in recent time, which also shows One Day at a Time, also known as Brenda. And we'll see what people have had to say, because I think Justin Roy has commented as well. So does it compare, contrast to what Justin says publicly compared to what he thinks privately? Who knows? We'll start from the bottom. We got John Doe. Shout out to John Doe for their support on my channel last night in regard to the Dylan Brown's case. Very refreshing, positive. And John says, Justin Roy is only in a difficult position because he decided that he is. The judge and jury also. Wow, Jan Fiorillo is so shady. And Brooke says, bingo. George, Justin can't blame Donna for the rumours he heard at her house. He was the one who took those rumours and ran with them to the groups and pushed and pushed and pushed it. He needs to stop being such a coward and own up to what he has done. Justin responds, I have screenshots of all your rumours too. You have always thought Noah was murdered until you met Brooke Bounds Carter. And yes, a lot of rumours came from Donna Bond's house. She was very convincing too, even claimed to talk to several partygoer parents as well as information from LE. But you are the coward. Always have been and always will. Speaking of Vanessa Salazar, she got you twist as hell, lol. What's that got to do with this? Crazy how much control she had over all of you, even now. Oh, I have all those screenshots. So Justin is basically saying that Vanessa Salazar had a lot of control over all these people. And yet, at the end of the day, the one did not have control over the fallen angel. Because at the end of the day, when you have a straight-up American psychopath from Virginia on their knees begging and begging, showing a fake side to them, and it does not convince me, it does not break me. The psychopath is supposed to be the one in control. yet the roles were reversed as for the power dynamics. Something like that could happen in the past and at a much younger age, more vulnerable age, and now, yeah, I think it's under control. George, I have screenshots of everything, and audio and video, etc. Lots of people have whatever they've collected or shared too. I changed my mind, Justin, as soon as the ME report came out, and you had an issue with that, period. After all these months of not being in your group, you still continue to find a need to keep mentioning me every chance you get, which is hilarious. Vanessa Salazar, not going away, should be coming back to bite you good, and Michael and Christine. Lots of people want to see exactly what was going down behind the scenes and where criminal activity had been supported, encouraged, condoned, because it makes for good entertainment. John, George, I appreciate that you aren't letting someone like Justin walk all over you. I bet that he is mad that you have receipts. George says he's just mad all the time anyway. And John says, true. Keith, thank you for the continued coverage, Raf. A bit disappointed in the direction you're going, however. Hopefully more on Noah next time and less on the other people. Well, just as a heads up, when it comes to breaking news about the case, that will always come first. But if there is no breaking news, then no videos can come out in regard to that stuff, because I don't want to be forcing it in an unnatural way. In this moment in time, it's also important to provide context in regard to the side things and the community. The community links with the case, as those within the case use the community. So it's in parallel. And as well, yesterday I did a video on a different case, which was very important. If you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Sourwood Honey, coming to you again tonight to say thank you. We appreciate you, Rafi, Raffopotamus, Rasputin. And it makes even more sense now, Sourwood Honey. Very good names. I mean, sour wood, knocking the nail on the head or in the wood or wherever you go, because some of these names are actually true, honey. Not honey as in honey. I mean, your username. I'll call you Sour instead. It's easier that. In terms of the name Rafi, people actually called me that in the Dylan Rounds case in 2022 onwards. It's quite a popular term, that. So, of course, just as a heads up, in case it was easier for anyone else or people just wanted to do so in a more positive way, anyone watching, you're welcome to call me Rafi if you want. I don't mind. If you want to call me Raffopotamus, yeah, you can do that as well. And as for Rasputin, instead of Rasputin, that's actually true, Sour. Because with the healing abilities that I've demonstrated with time naturally, with and without the whip, just my one finger can open the floodgates for some people out there. So yeah, I think that's quite fitting. So Sharon, if you need Rasputin back, you know where to find them. Right here. And Melanie says, I'm calling Rafi from now on. That's good. So shout out to Melanie Fagan, not seen them for a while. It's good that they're still about. Twinkling Twilight, thank you, you're welcome. And they just responded back saying always, that's all good. Justin, here we go. Oh, we got a long one. Justin says, thank you for the coverage, you're welcome. And I do apologise to anyone falsely accused and banned. I will look into everything. For your information, my mother-in-law got removed and banned, and I didn't even know it. That's unfortunate. Who was the one, Justin, that banned your mother-in-law, and why? Justin says, I do think they both let an old vendetta over Vanessa cloud their judgment. This is my personal opinion. Well, for whoever's named individuals out there that have a vendetta against Vanessa over Vanessa and it's blinded their judgment towards other people and their outlook, I think at the end of the day, when it comes to my videos in recent times, supposedly being falsely reported, that's got nothing to do with Vanessa, but everything to do with a false agenda pushed within the army page by some. I know Justin Roy in the live chat, it might have been a day or two ago when I mentioned to him, or Justin responded to me in regard to my video where mentioning about Justin with that cropped screenshot, And Justin said, that wasn't me, somebody sent it to me. And then I said, well, who sent it to you? And I don't know if Justin replied or not, but then another person said, no, what happened was Justin got the screenshot, sent it to someone, and then got that someone to send it back to him. Seems a bit weird that, but whatever. Anyway, Justin Roy says, I apologise to anyone this affected, and Warlight Ref, thank you for the coverage. Can you cover the LE not interviewing all of the partygoers to get all the pieces to the puzzle? How can you solve a puzzle without all the pieces? And that's true. But isn't that the same line that may have been used when Anthony Linares was calling out Justin in the call with Caden Pressey about 2 or 3 pieces to a 5-piece puzzle? And one of the 2 pieces which Justin had was debunked immediately. And it just rings a bell, that particular line. Of course, I could do a video covering LE not interviewing certain party goers, but first of all, I wouldn't know who hasn't been interviewed. I could do a video like brushing over the topic with limited knowledge as a discussion. Justin says, Warlight Ref, lifting weights is good and very healthy. Keep it up. Thank you for the coverage. You're welcome. Well, that's good to know that Justin is aware of lifting the weights that I do. Of course, nowhere near probably the type of weights that Justin lifts, because I do remember in the past when I made a brief comment about Justin Roy having massive shoulders and big biceps, much bigger than mine. I don't know what height he is. For me, I'm 6'2", about 210 pounds. Could be bigger, but it just depends how the body works. What else? Oh, I got hacked badly from an absolutely crazy source, and I'm very disappointed. George seems to know a lot about it too. Beth is not Vanessa, they got it wrong. Well, to be honest, at least just from my opinion, I never thought that Beth Carr was Vanessa, but with time I realised that Beth Carr was a bit of a two-faced individual with what I saw on Facebook compared to what I saw on YouTube, and that was a bit of a problem. But Justin, who did you get hacked by and when exactly? Melanie says, I got hacked so bad and I'm still trying to fix it. I'm sorry to hear. I haven't been able to be on the group pages and I'm scared to even go on anything right now. It's crazy. Whomever is doing this to people is crazy. It's scary. So why did Melanie get hacked? And was it by the same person that hacked Justin? And is this to do with in the past or is it to do with the present? Someone called on the dark side says, Justin, I believe you want justice for Noah truly. However, you have been blinded by things. If you really want the truth for Noah, you need to support that. Alicia needs to give family proof of his analysis. Caden's. Alicia and Caden have made accusations and gave zero evidence. The family has waited long enough. I believe you will see you have been deceived. If your heart is in the right place, no one, absolutely no one, is above reproach. I'll guarantee you that his analysis doesn't exist. I hope you do the right thing so we can all move forwards. Get rid of that. Press the wrong button. Twinkling star. Right. Those wrongs of what happened. Also, right your wrongs. I get it. You just want answers for Noah. His family, most of all, wants these answers. Everybody in the back wants answers. They also want the truth for those right and those done wrong. There are partygoers who are being blamed for something they didn't do or know about. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I say in a way because I'm sure we all want to believe none of his friends or partygoers would be involved. Apologising to those people who were randomly banned is a first step. I've had people tell me that the Beth and Laura situation being Vanessa wasn't brought onto Army Group till the sheet went down about it all and the ladies being removed. They have their opinions just like you do on who they feel about the situation. Justin, we all don't know the answers to why the partygoers weren't interviewed right away, but who hasn't been interviewed yet? Do we know any names? If so, list it down below and then I can give my analysis on why and why not. There's 100 different pieces to this case and it take one day at a time. We can't run around yelling and screaming Ellie is corrupt when none of us know that for a fact. I want to believe and hope they aren't, because Noah's family believes in them, it seems. It's not right to badger and yell corruption of Ellie. You admitted you just went too far in the past, like some people have. Just think, when people going as hard and pushing for answers also makes people feel you've corrupted yourself as well as others because of the actions and things you've said. A lot of people have... Bloody hell, Twilight. I know you're busy with the cornhole competitions, but Joyce Bergow, you've been taking a leaf out of Jan Fiorillo's book and memoirs. This is getting a bit long to read. My God, I'll have to refresh myself in a second. I'm getting a bit of a dry mouth. Anyway, a lot of people have been hacked over the last year. Whether George can hack or not, can't blame this on him. There are so many people in these groups. Could have been anyone. You and George have been at it for months. You spilled the beans to him on so many things, and I'm sure it's vice versa as well. She went down ways and took a turn. I'm not playing the blame game here or shaming either of you. I see a case that has brought people together. You both have it out for one another and a vendetta, so don't blame this on George unless you know for a fact and have facts. Who cares if someone is someone? The BS with the fake profiles is old school, honestly, and so many people just don't care anymore, including myself. All people can do is apologise and be a better person than they were before. That's what I've been trying to do lately. Please clear your mind. Please don't. I said the wrong way. I wish the best for you and for everyone else. I pray for Noah and his family. I pray for these young adults to get answers, and so on. And George says, I've been blamed for anything and everything, including hacking, when he's been buds with a felon who's acknowledged that he does ethical hacking. Basically, George Choden is referring to Michael Fay's Kaz here and is applauding for it. Yeah, you can't make this shit. The good part is I've been right all along, and they knows it. Twinkling, can't blame someone unless there's hardcore facts. I've been told of this buddy of his you speak of has hacking skills. He's asked others for their cell phone and serial numbers and whatnot. I've heard from a few people he had asked this too. This was last summer. We can put it... Wait, so we're talking what? In code here? So it's not Michael Fay's Kaz. It's only because... previously, there's other people in the chat kept saying Michael is hacking this and that and IPs, and don't click on any links or grab links because it'll screw you over. I don't know ultimately if they're also referring to Michael here, but in terms of all the hacking stuff, it kind of happened within the Dylan Rounds case as well. George, well, he is a felon, and felons tend to keep on being felons and learning new skills. Cold, hard reality is there is such a thing as ethical hacking, but being a felon would exclude one from ever being able to get the security clearance to even get anywhere near any corporate system. But he's a felon, and felons tend to not do their homework very well and continue to add to their resumes. Who's the felon? Justin, they got me too. I accidentally clicked on a Cash App link. Everything messed up, sadly. So one link and it messed it all up. Interesting. And why was it a Cash App link? Was it accidental, or was it meant to be a Cash App but you got the wrong one? What else do we have? I only want the truth. Trust me, that's it. I just don't see the several other partygoers lying to me about foul play. I don't know who did that. I never said, but in my heart I believe what I have been told, that foul play is involved to some extent. I really think you got me wrong if you think I want any of his friends to have done this. That's not truth at all. But I do think some bad decisions were made that night. The truth needs to be told so we can all move on. That's all I'm asking for. Sonny, so sad my heart breaks for Noah and the family. Me too, it's sad, but someone knows the truth. What happened in the morning. George, nobody should trust you. Your actions and behaviour over the last 18.5 months demonstrate your character and mindset. That Partners in True Crime even gave you your 15 minutes. It's something I'm sure they're going to realise was the dumbest thing they could have done. Because look at the hell you put so many people through and the lasting effects it has had. I mean, you could say, Partners in True Crime giving Justin Roy 15 minutes of fame is a dumb decision. I could argue and say Partners in True Crime giving me a copyright takedown request is a bit unnecessary as well. One day at a time. Justin, I appreciate your apologies. Apologies, yes, none of them went unnoticed yesterday. It's past time for all of us to move forwards and focus on Noah. I've noticed the Cash App scam is going around again. Be aware of any and all links. But where though? Where's this Cash App scam? Is it on Facebook? Is it on YouTube? Darkside says, then why not go after Alicia to share phone analysis with Robin Smith? She doesn't have it, probably fabricating it as we speak. She sent an expired link. Use your brain. She would have drove her heavy ass right to Robin's, yet instead gives her the runaround. I'm telling you, Justin is coming out as a lie. His timeline is wrong. If you were smart, you'd get in front of it because it's coming and it's going to be bad. Yeah, I think I saw it in the chat or comments recently about an expired link. A link to what the evidence to support Kane's timeline, but it expired, so it's not accessible. But maybe it was done to appear like you're doubling down and you're being genuine, but it bides you a bit of time to say, oh, I'm sorry, the link doesn't work. But whilst you're waiting, I'm just going to fabricate something in the background. Who knows? But, has Robin Smith, the Anne, actually publicly spoken out in regard to this whole situation with Alicia or not? Where did it come from? Where did it start? Did you hear it from the horse's mouth or not? That would help. Rebecca, don't worry, hon. I told you if you ever have questions or concerns, reach out. Be happy to help. That's positive. Shout out to Rebecca. George, and of course he'll deny Michael Fallon had anything to do with it because, he trusts Fallons who he'd never met and share stuff. I mean, you trust Fallons with anything, especially if they've never met them in person ever? Question. Okay, so there's a lot going on there. Brooke Carter, thanks, Ref. We appreciate you. Much appreciated. That's all good. Shout out to Brooke, of course. And shout out to Brooke for their support on the channel in recent time and previously. All very good. Carl says, what do you think of all those admins getting removed? Warlight Rass analysis seems correct. Wow, so much drama. I didn't know that criminals hate me. Is Travis. He really trashed Warlight Raff a few months ago in a terrible video of a bunch of pure bullshit. Don't worry, Carl, that still continues on and off with obsessions towards me. That will not stop. Brooke says, yes, I'm out on all drama. I think a lot of people are solely here for drama, not for truth. And the one thing that makes me cringe is when people say, oh, drama sells, drama's successful, that's why people keep going on about it round and round in circles. Really? Because the drama that I've covered 99.9% of the time, whether I'm defending myself within it or looking at it from other people and other situations, it's never successful. Okay? So it's not for views, it's not for attention like that. Drama may sell when it comes to celebrities and online personalities and influencers, but when it comes to the true crime nature, it means fuck all in popularity. But if it links to the case or it impacts the case, that's why I'll cover it regardless. I mean, it's like, let's say there was some drama to do with me, fake news and all of that. Is anyone really going to give a fuck about me to, the extent of the world? No. It might get 200 views, that's it. Is it going to get 10, 20, 30, 100,000? As if. But, honestly, if for some reason on YouTube or more so on a different page online, if there was like a video of me kidnapped, of my head being cranked back, and I was being beheaded slowly with a dull knife, and I was crying, I was screaming, I was struggling to breathe, you saw the blood come out, and my head was being ripped off, yeah, that would get a lot of views, just because of the material that it is. Shocking, and some people with certain mindsets will enjoy watching it. It is what it is. Skippy, it seems the ghost of Vanessa continues to haunt the groups. And it's not even Halloween yet. Oh, goodness. Melanie, I just can't imagine she's disappeared. She was way too involved with everything. I think she's still here somewhere, just under an alias. Who knows? Skippy, I have no doubt she's lurking or participating under a different name. It's best not to give her any more attention. Ghouls and trolls feed off her attention, whether it's good or bad attention. Don't feed them. They turn into gremlins after midnight. I'll tell you something. I've done my own little experiments, Skippy, like when we've dealt with some other creators out there, how they act and behave, and, I've been quiet, I've done nothing, I've not said much, and they keep going on, and I keep getting attacked, even when I keep to myself. It doesn't make a difference at times. You cover it, you could say it causes a reaction. You don't cover it, it can still cause a reaction. It can be a lose-lose situation at times. Justin, to Skippy, you are correct, and it's ridiculous. My two admins have a huge vendetta against her and attacked several people over this. It's unnecessary drama, in my opinion. Then I didn't pay attention, and my own mother-in-law got blocked and banned. It's definitely gotten way out of control. I literally just want to know the truth and about what happened to Noah, and I can't believe that everyone I've talked to that weekend is lying to me. That just don't make sense to me. There's literally red flags everywhere. Wait, I can't believe that everyone I have talked to that weekend is lying. Who is everyone, Justin? Every party goer you've talked to? Does that involve Caden Pressey or not? George, a lot of people who are on the all Ellie are corrupt bandwagon are going to be in for a surprise. Justin, I'm glad you're looking into this. There's a toxic and gossipy atmosphere coming from many sides surrounding this case, which takes away from the positive focus and discussions. I agree with you. Are you on any Facebook pages? Michael did a great post about this, and it seems very true of what's been happening the last 18 months, sadly. But as always, thank you for being here. I don't have any social media accounts except for this one. But what Skippy is not acknowledging is Skippy has about 100 coyotes, and those coyotes have their own mobile devices. Oh my god. Anyway, be more serious. I like to keep a low profile online. Fair enough. Okay. Lol. Leftover habits from the government days. Ooh. I don't spend much time online anyway, since the outdoors is the real world. I start feeling like a mushroom when I'm indoors and online too much. Okay. George, Kathy Bingham might be wondering how she sent multiple Cash App gifts around New Year's, because apparently she didn't. But you were complaining the other day that you clicked on a Cash App link. How weird, especially since Michael Fallon had contact with all these people who are now claiming to have been hacked. How weird. In regard to the people that get hacked, is there a pattern to who's targeted or not? That one girl, to Justin, advice. Before adding anyone as admin, do some research. Are they one-sided, biased, pushing the only narrative, they've been spoon-fed, etc.? Yeah. It seems you did none of that in particular. In the situation alone, that's your problem, your fault, deal with it. Some other words as advice, learn to look beyond the scope. You've been pushing vicious murder on the property and then move the body. Puzzle pieces don't fit for a reason. I'll be the first to admit that I believed your theory for a long time until I came to my senses and realised I was being one-sided biased. Real truth is, there's a lot of facts with proof that will debunk a lot of claims you've made. Just know this, you're not entitled to every single piece of evidence. And that's true, you're not entitled to every single piece of evidence because some of it is sensitive and due to legal reasons, and for the case it's got to be protected or held private, but the general public have the right to remain sceptical until it's released public. That's what I would say. Justin definitely dropped the ball on that, and I admit, apologise. Okay. And I never wanted it to be a vicious murder, never, but foul play is involved in my opinion. Whomever did this to Noah is going to get felony charges in my opinion. Hit and run in my opinion don't add up. In fact, Ellie don't believe that. Him just falling out of a truck don't add up. There's definitely more going on here in my opinion. His autopsy report was absolutely horrific. That's multiple things to me personally. I've literally looked at every single scenario from 6 different ways. To me, it's definitely foul play. That's my opinion, and I have every right to it. Yes, you have every right to your opinion as long as you use the correct wording and language, and it's never stated as an absolute fact unless there's evidence. Any accident at this point don't make sense. Why do all this just for it to be an accident? Just tell the truth and get it over with. 911 should have been called in my opinion too. Guess we'll see. If it's an accident and people panicked and went out of all their way to try and cover it up with time and incriminate themselves, yes, it just seems a bit far-fetched, Justin. Unless it's an accident that took place and other people were completely oblivious to it at the time and just didn't know what happened to Noah. As in, if by some chance Noah was in the back of a vehicle, somehow a truck, more so, pickup, and those driving or in the passenger driver's seat were completely unaware that Noah was in the back, and then Noah falls out midway through when standing when the vehicle's moving, and that's how he dies. And the ones there to witness weren't there to see or notice because they just didn't know. So there is that. An accident can happen. People can panic and try and cover it up to protect themselves, but in fact, they actually make themselves worse off because they incriminate themselves. Other times, an accident can involve just one person and the victim themselves. The victim, accident, dead, anyone else around? No. Other times, accidents can occur, but the others about possible people of interest, witnesses, just didn't actually see or notice it happen at the time. Completely clueless. We got Sinacas Davis. Thank you, Ref, for all your hard work. We appreciate you kindly. Big shout out. You're welcome. It's good. Michaela. Christy Angelo. Oh, no. Michaela has got a good profile picture there. Red tape over the mouth. Ooh. That one girl. Not surprised at all. Same problematic behaviour from the same people creating drama, only to cry about it later when it explodes in their face. Jan Fiorillo's still opening the dictionary, pulling out a few big words, then trying to form an essay-style post-comment reply. Justin continues to cry and cast blame on everyone else but himself. Michael Facecast still being a manipulative snake. Alicia Lee continues to act innocent. Beth Carr and Laura Dutton are just two peas in a pod, operating with the same IQ level. Way too many people trying to make this about themselves. The focus of Noah has disappeared from discussions amongst most of the Facebook groups. It's childish, unnecessary, disrespectful, aggravating, to say the least. As always, thank you for the coverage. Thanks for the helping to keep Noah's name out there. You're welcome. Shout out to that one girl. Is that a profile picture of a dove? Interesting. I mean, what I could do, let's just say things slip away from certain pages, communities. I could possibly go back to some previous news articles which maybe I've not covered before and go over or look back over and see has anything changed. Bring stuff back into convo. Carl, yeah, true, I can't believe all the drama. Been like this for a long time. Oh, I figured some of them would chill out by now. Nope, they're still pedal to the metal. Okay. Can't believe all the drama, accusations. I believe you're doing a good job. Appreciate that, Carl. Shout out. Oh yeah, goes on and on and on. Too far, didn't say it's fact. And there we go. New drama channel, drama. I mean, we talk about drama channel, gossip and all that success. No, it's not a success dream. It's just covered as part of the case in parallel. Honestly, in terms of more harder hitting videos, I could possibly do, but I choose to cover the case instead, so it says a lot. Lisa. Well, so much for freedom of speech. If I ever want a controlling dictator in my life, a full censorship telling me what I can and cannot say, I'll move to Russia, or I guess I'll just join one of those Facebook groups. Okay. You sure had a lot to say about me exercising my freedom of speech the other day. Ooh. Spencer, what about United Kingdom? Starmer watching every hurty word. Yeah, to be honest, Spencer, when it comes to the UK shithole, UK full of do-gooders, UK let anyone and everyone in, and then, wonder why things go downhill. But outsiders are treated a lot better than actual people that live in the UK that are actually English and not British. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. God damn. Hi, Ralph. I was trying to show someone the video you recently made with your Lego blocks and the little car doing hit-and-run accident reconstruction, but I can't find it anywhere. Do you remember which video it was from? I don't know. But let's just see. More hit-and-run? Lol. Rachel Miller, I just watched it. It's from 2 weeks ago, if that helps. It also mentions Robin's statement about evidence suggesting that Noah wasn't alone when he died. That might have been the main video that I did as well. Yeah, it would be, to be honest. Involved side by side. Yeah, so suppose I did do a demonstration in the early days, but I can't remember which video that was, unfortunately. Popsky, stamina, yes, of course. Hey, Warlight Raf, thank you for the video. You're welcome. Can you please add a disclaimer in the video content if it isn't delving into what happened to Noah, or add a timestamp in the description when the topic changes from Noah Presgrove case to chat groups? That would be cool. Well, I explained in my video description what my video was about from the start, just like how this one will be too. Sourwood says, ignore this excellent spite brigade from Reddit troll. The few left over there are just throwing toys out the pram. Oh my God. All these people throwing toys out the pram. Toys R Us are going to be put out of business. Rebecca Gagliardi. Jen, you could probably fast forward for it. Not sure if that will help. But to be honest, if the video is about a particular thing all the way through. That's where it is. What you see is what you get. Dark side. So the second post of Jen Fiorillo you read was Jen doing damage control. She was feeling out the group to see if they agreed with the phone analysis being shared with Noah's family. We all know it's bogus, even Jen and Robin. Okay, it didn't fly. The army members had the audacity to defend Alicia and say family isn't entitled, yet Shannon is allowed because Jamie and Shannon are Alicia's mouthpieces. Jen went for it the one time I've agreed with her. OT failed, so it's back to blaming law enforcement to get back in good graces of the group. Best rest assured, it's not over, and soon it will be proven that Alicia has been lying. Oh no. One girl. I've heard about Jamie's intentions behaviour, but never experienced it firsthand. However, I keep a close eye. I've experienced Jan and Alicia firsthand. George says, interesting tidbits about Jamie Michelle Cooney. People who know her have shared their concerns. For example, she goes from work to home, picks up KFC for dinner, goes straight to her bedroom, locks the door, and watches home security cameras, and then jumps into the various crime groups, i.e. that's her life. She was never in a relationship with Jeff. This is coming from Jeff's own family, and they're livid at her for using his profile in groups. Army approved, of course. Same as discussion, of course. After his death, outright crazy. So yeah, if Alicia wants to voluntarily share things with a wacko, that's her choice. As for old golf lady... Wait, who is old golf lady? That's another can of worms. Oh my god, you cannot make this shit up. It'll be very entertaining, maybe even Emmy-worthy, because this kind of nonsense can only come with the digital age and everybody craves authentic, bizarre crap. Right. Don't forget about Shannon Scott. Oh my god, you cannot make this shit up. Anything that comes out of her mouth, you best ignore it. She has a tendency to try and get away with so much deception and lies. It's outrageous. And yeah, Army fully aware, so there you go. Do not believe anything coming out of Shannon Scott's mouth ever. Just sounds crazy to me. Like I said, I've heard stories about her, but thank goodness I've not had to deal with her firsthand. She's a little bizarre to me. Some of these people never cease to amaze me, a little crazy. It's like that with most true crime cases. I read a few of her posts to do with Shannon early on the case, but again, she sounded aggressive and disrespectful. She reminded me of a female version of Justin Roy. I just ignored her for the most part. I don't remember having any interactions with her. On the golf lady, I've definitely had dealings with her. No, sir, I'm not a fan, would be understood. She can keep her AI-generated post to herself. Shit, she types so much at times, I can't get past the first sentence. Wait, so we've got someone called Golf Lady. Is Golf Lady good at golf? Do they get hole-in-ones or not? Because if so, Joyce Bergow, yeah, different competition, but it still involves a hole. And wherever there is a hole, it needs to be filled. Okay. One day at a time. Thank you for continuing the coverage. You're welcome. I'd also like to thank you for the kind words. To the straight-up people who have been kind to me, words cannot describe how much I appreciate you. To whoever lied to get me blocked from the Army page, I have forgiven you and feel sorry for you. Now let's help Noah's family get the information they deserve. Hopefully today's video shows a bit of background light on what kind of came about. Sent you a message, we have your back. Thank you, love you, don't apologise for something you didn't do. The situation did show some people's true characters. A very interesting day. Did I cover everything there? Just double check. Yes, I did. Glenn, big shout out to Glenn. And last but not least, George, that you notice that Michael Facek has had 347,000 emails. A very good catch. It's significant. Okay. Yeah. Well, I only picked it up out, in like a funny way. What video was it now? It was in recent time. Yeah, it was to do with the Melissa LeQuay situation where Michael Facek sent me screenshots to just basically say that Melissa LeQuay wasn't that active on the case discussion page and that Michael did remove one of her posts or so, or there was a warning because of her questionable behaviour. But in doing so, Michael Facek's screenshot or photo taken from his phone of his, computer screen was an Apple device because it showed the little icons at the bottom. And you had the email icon. And Michael had over 300,000 emails. And it just shocked me because the most I've ever had was 99. And I try and keep on top of it most of the time because I would never want it to be in the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. Because How the hell are you supposed to keep on top of it all? 300,000 emails. Is that more than Hillary Clinton? Anyway, that appears to be it there for the comments. All in all, what I would say is when it comes to the conflict and drama aspect, there is a shelf span for how long it should go on for or how long it should be covered. It needs to be at least covered and acknowledged, because if it isn't, then how do you expect anything to change? And of course, whenever I've got to defend myself, then I'll obviously will, because I'm allowed to, and it's my channel, and I think of it long term, because if it's not done now, down the line, other people could think, what the hell's going on, misunderstand, it leads to its own problems. And others can like minimize, play it down, doesn't matter, not that important. They're not creators, they don't have the same consequences or on the receiving end of stuff like how I could be. So not on the same level, different situations, different mindsets. But this external stuff, it's just to tie up the loose ends and grey areas, because maybe a day or two ago, Kev reached ahead, some apologies here and there, Justin appearing nice in a way, or whatever people would call it, where people agree with it or think it's fake, false. Just this extra layer with just behind it, and with the Brenda situation and Lilia Pinson and the suspicions and the gut feelings and how things came about, and then the other named people in this other Texas group. There's definitely a big obsession with Texas people, when the likes of Robin Smith said the Texas ones, the Texas boys from the party were all cleared. And Justin himself said, well, I don't think they were all cleared. Oh, so you think that what Robin says is a lie or is incorrect? Or maybe the police only told her half of the story, but there are other Texas people that weren't cleared. Who knows? I mean, I said, when you link it back to the accident situation, and if there was someone driving, if they weren't aware that Noah was in the back, if Noah had fallen out, they still wouldn't know. Be completely blind to it. There'd be no cameras on the highway to show it. If there were cameras on the highway, would this case be solved by now? If the cameras were in the right spot, such as the spot where Noah was found at and whatnot. I don't know if it would, be worthy of doing a separate video itself, because it's more just like a discussion, a reflection. Maybe I might do it at some point. Yeah. And I might do it as a poll as well in between and see what people think about that, just to see where things go. What I do want to do now, though, is move on to something else as a disclaimer, something light-hearted and a little bit random, but it came up in discussions recently. So if you have joined now, be sure to rewind back to the start of this video if you want to learn more about Noah Presgrove, the case, more so the discussions community scenario. If you just want to rewind back, you can. If you want to stop the video now, you can. You've got the choice. But when it comes to some people out and about, Becca. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to use a different language. Oh my God, Becker. Yeah, Becker. What's going on? I've heard recently there's been talks about vibrators. What's going there? 4D vibrations to reach a new density and wavelength in life? Some kind of transformation? Maybe not quite. But objects that can vibrate. That's great to know. See, when it comes to Rebecca, I'm going to stand up for this, okay? It's very important breaking news. When it comes to Becca Gagliardi, yeah, dealing with a lot going on, covering the length and depth of the US on a treadmill, trying to not fall off, gripping onto those handles whilst multitasking, using a phone, trying to eat food as well, trying to communicate with many contacts and all kinds of stuff going on in the background. Doing a real good job, Becca. And whilst also using a vibrator on a treadmill. Oh my God. Who does that? Who uses a vibrator on a treadmill? What's going on here? But if it works, and you might as well do it. But this is the thing. Yeah, people can do little descriptions and stuff. I've got one right next to me. See, what people didn't know was, whilst I was recording this video, I was charging my vibrator up in the background, out of shot. And this vibrator that I have is probably a lot bigger than yours. Oh my God, Becca, stop. Don't be getting so jelly and petty. It's not my problem. And anyone else? Beauty Grumo. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Beauty. My vibrator is bigger than your palette of brushes. So sorry. And your lip gloss as well. But, you know, if anyone wants to borrow it, you can do so, you know? That applies to you, Sharon. Yes, Sharon. Because when you're in the presence of Handy Andy, you have many tools to use. So, Rebecca, you know, you want to do a duel to the death? I don't know, a duel of vibrators. Here's mine, here's yours. What's going to happen? I don't know. But, as you can see, there is a little button on it, isn't there? It's actually like a raised button as well. You can feel it if you rub your finger over it a little bit too fast. You can actually feel it. And there are settings. There are actually 4 settings. 1, you feel the vibrations. 2, it gets a little bit more and it increases. And number 3, intense vibrations. And number 4, it's like a burst. Stop, and then vibrates. So we can give it a little demonstration. Okay, and this is the thing, some people will be saying, oh my God, that's such a massive vibrator you have, Raf. Well, there's a lot of surface area upon me that needs to be used and applied to. Because when it comes to muscle recovery, after doing exercise, it can do the deep tissue. Just like when you get those spiky balls, when you get those acupuncture-like plastic mats with the spikes, it will penetrate into the skin and help with healing. I've used the spiky balls on my arms, the chest, the legs. It does help a lot. And this can as well. But if you want to use it in other ways, you're welcome to do so. But I'm just fine with how it's used as it's supposed to be. Okay, Rebecca, you got that understood? Okay. So, you know, if anyone wants to do a show and tell, of course, if you've got gym equipment, if you've got vibrating devices, you can show it yourself. You can describe your experiences in the live chat or in the comment section. You're welcome to do so, okay? Let me tell you one additional thing, okay? I'm standing up once again. The reason why Rebecca Gagliari has been so passionate about vibrating is because in recent time, it's been non-stop for her, okay? She cannot focus. She cannot control the situation. It keeps vibrating away and away, my God, like a caged animal. But the reality is because of Rebecca's mobile phone, the ringtone is not working, but the vibration is turned on. Oh my God, Joyce Burgow blowing Becca's phone up left, right, and center, man, trying to brag about all those cornhole competitions and MVP trophies that she's won in recent time with a blindfold and a broken freaking neck, man. And Rebecca Gagliardi has got to, you know, listen to it all, feel the vibrations, and she can't turn the phone off because he doesn't know how to turn off. Even when the battery drains to 0%, it still keeps working, man. Even when Rebecca Gagliari visits the local aquarium where the water is really wet and the sharks are swimming about, she drops the phone in and it still works. You cannot destroy the evidence. You cannot destroy the phone data or data and anything else in between. Oh my God, is that throwing shade elsewhere? Well, not really. You get the idea. So if I press the button once, there you go. I don't know if you can hear the sound. It does work, and I sound like a robot. But if I bring it a bit closer, that's only on setting 1. Oh, calm down, Rebecca. So you get an idea of what it's like. I don't know if it actually works. I'm just dragging it up and down the tripod so you can get an idea of what it could be like. Okay. Oh shit. It's bouncing about. Now we put it on setting number 2. Okay, number 2. Ooh, it's really... Yeah. Crazy, it's like a wild animal. And you want to put it on extreme setting. Oh, it's game over. Yeah, maximum power. And then if it gets too much, you need a break. It goes like that. Then it stops, starts, and stops. And last but not least, just to demonstrate it another way, is this chair, what I've got, okay? If I put it on, okay? Watch and learn. Look at that. It's like a pottery wheel. It spins by itself. Really interesting. Put number 2. And number 3. So you can hold it. You feel the vibration. I don't know why I'm not stroking it. No, I'm not. Okay. So, of course, very, very good. There we go. So I just wanted to demonstrate that in case anyone was interested. And to be honest, you know, those vibrations then might have actually relieved a bit of stress within people. Hopefully it's not ruined my phone or the audio from putting it too close. But I just wanted you to be able to see the intensity of it. With that aside, if you want to hit the thumbs up, like the video, that'd be much appreciated. My name's Raf. See you next time. Goodbye. Good night for now.